spend overnight in the red light district, huh?
Yeah.
Lady Hestia, I told you this is all my fault. Master Bell wasn't...
I don't want to hear it, Mikoto! Now be honest with me, Belle. Did you get all the fun out of your system while you were there?
What do you mean? No! I would never!
Well, I can't help but wonder what exactly you were doing all night long. Mind explaining why you had this on you?
Now let's do each other a favor and pretend we never saw one another here. Sound agreeable?
I promise I didn't do anything questionable.
Lady Hestia?
Our children can't lie in the presence of a god. Belle must be telling the truth. However, I will not excuse you going there. The fact that you even stepped foot in that sort of place is totally unforgivable.
Like I said, I wasn't there on my...
I have no choice but to punish you. Go make yourself useful around the neighborhood.
Okay... I really disappointed Lady Hestia.
Mr. Hero, please save me! That foul beast! Release the princess!
Why would anyone want to rescue a woman as disgraceful as I?
I wish I could have said something to make her feel better.
Master Bell! Looks like you could use a hand.
Huh? But this is my punishment, though.
As I recall, we were right there with you. We're just as guilty.
We have to take responsibility, too. Although I am pretty curious as to what kept you there all night long.
My selfish behavior caused all the trouble. My apologies, Master Bell.
Don't worry about it, Miss Mikoto. So why'd you go to the pleasure quarter in the first place?
I was searching for someone, specifically a Renard. I had heard she was somewhere within the district.
Renard?
Sadly, I never did find her.
By any chance, is her name Miss Haruhime?
Who told you that? Do you know something about her?
Well, the truth is...
I see. I didn't want to believe the rumor, but I guess she really was working in the brothels. Someone as innocent as her.
Miss Mikoto, what if...
Don't you dare even think about going back to try and save her.
Lily?
We just barely made it through that whole war game thing. Are you already picking another fight? I hope you realize what a huge burden you'd be putting on Lady Hestia.
Come on, little bit. You don't always have to be the wet blanket.
I'm just trying to help!
As a member of your familia, I gotta agree with Lil Bit here. We can't go putting ourselves at risk.
I would agree, Belle. Don't worry about it, okay? Please just try to forget about this whole thing.
I'm begging you, Mia! Just one message to Lady Freya.
You think you can show up out of the blue and bark orders at me? Whatever it is, you can tell her yourself.
I'm genuinely afraid for my life this time. Plus, Belle will be in hot water himself if we don't do something.
Wait, how's the kid mixed up in this mess?
Listen, Mia, it's not good. Ishtar has her sights set on him.
Huh? Why the hell is she coming out of the woodwork?
This one was out of my hands! It wasn't my fault, I swear!
What do you mean when you say Bella's in hot water? What have you done?
Ah! See here!
Also, how does Lady Ishtar even know about him to begin with? I don't suppose you took him to a house of ill repute, did you?
Of course not. I swear to the gods.
You wouldn't lie, would you? Imagine what would happen if we found out otherwise.
Seer, good little girls don't go around threatening gods, you know.
Belle?
Miss Aina.
So let me guess. Something on your mind? Please, I can read your face like a book. I don't think I have to say it, but I am your advisor. You can tell me anything.
Right.
You spent the night in a bordello?
It was out of my hands.
Well, I suppose you are a typical boy after all. So I can see how you might get curious about that sort of thing. But I can't condone it! Don't ever go there again! Do you hear me?
Please forgive me!
So you wanted to know about the Ishtar familia, is that correct?
Yes.
They're a top-class familia in terms of both their track record in the dungeon and their business exploits. And a fair share of their combatants are at level 3 or higher. Phryne Jamil is their captain, and a first-class adventurer at level 5.
Huh? Miss Phryne?
And from what I heard, even Miss Wallenstein was nearly defeated by their captain once.
What? Miss Eyes?
Although that was several years ago. I believe Miss Jamil was a higher level than Miss Eyes back then.
That makes more sense. Say, do you know anything about an Amazon named Aisha or a Renard named Miss Haruhime?
Everyone knows Aisha Belka. She's a level 3, but she's supposedly close to ranking up. As for the Renard... I'm not seeing her on the list. She could be a low-ranking non-combatant. Why is it you want to know?
No reason.
Hey, listen, Belle. Look, I shouldn't really be telling you about this, however...
Yeah?
Around 5 years ago, several familias... They made some serious accusations against the Ishtar familia. Their power was allegedly far beyond that which had been officially reported to the guild.
They were lying about how strong they were? But why?
Yes. The guild investigated the claims but found no evidence to support them. However, that wasn't the end of it.
Huh?
Ishtar countersued, levying a harsh penalty against all the familias involved. Many of them ended up stripped of their authority, and then ultimately they were dissolved.
Huh?
Beyond that, Ishtar demanded compensation from the guild. She claimed confidential info was leaked during the investigation. Lies.
She took money from the guild?
This placed us in a rather precarious position, and we've been unable to intervene in the red light district ever since. Belle, the Ishtar familia is much stronger and more fearsome than they appear. If I were you, I'd avoid them at all costs.
It's just like Lily said. If I get mixed up with the Ishtar familia more than I already have, I'm going to cause trouble for Goddess Hestia and everyone else. Hero stories.
Thou art evil, whore of Babylon. How many men hast thou deceived, seduced, and driven into ruin? Atone for your sins, vile woman!
The hero falls prey to a prostitute, nearly resulting in his downfall. Then, he casts her aside, restoring his honor once more.
Besides, to a hero, prostitutes are harbingers of ruin.
A prostitute could never stand at a hero's side. Oh, Grandpa. What should I do?
won't bite you.
Haruhime. Haruhime.
Oh. Yes, Aisha?
Something wrong? You look out of it.
No, you caught me daydreaming is all. A dream that will never come to pass.
I came across a merchant selling those on the street. He said it's a type of candy from the Far East.
I'm truly grateful for your kindness. Thank you.
No need to thank me for something so trivial.
Hey, Haruhime.
Huh?
Over here. It's me, Mikoto. Don't you remember who I am? We were friends. We ran around the fields back in the Far East. Quickly, come with me.
Sorry. I don't think I know you. I'm afraid you're mistaken. Now, if you will excuse me.
No, don't go! Lady Haruhime!
What? You saw Miss Haruhime?
I did. However, she wouldn't acknowledge me. She claims she didn't know me. I don't believe that.
Miss Mikoto, so what kind of person was she back when you were younger?
Lady Haruhime is the sole reason that I received a blessing to join a familia. I owe her everything. Lady Chigusa, Master Oka, and I were brought up at a shrine in the Far East by Master Takamikazuchi, as well as the other gods who live there. We lived in poverty, but it was warm and loving nonetheless. Lady Haruhime's mansion sat at the foot of a nearby mountain. She was born into a family of nobles and had rarely set foot in the outside world. But at some point, she must have heard about the shrine.
Father, I couldn't possibly eat all of it myself. Can we please take it to the gods at the shrine and share it with them?
That was the first time in her life she had asked anything of her father. We at the shrine became acquainted with Lady Haruhime, and yet, Master Takamikazuchi couldn't bring himself to ignore this lonely, sweet little girl locked away inside her mansion.
Go on. Why don't you bring her outside to play?
That sounds just like him, honestly.
Admittedly, I also felt compelled to become a hero. I wanted to try and erase the girl's pain, who kindly saved us with her generosity.
So that's when you received your blessing then, huh?
Yes. After acquiring my status, Lady Chigusa, Master Oka, and we headed to the mansion. We would slip past the guards and bring Lady Haruhime out to the mountain almost every day. Eventually, the guards caught on. We had to get a lot more creative if we wanted to outrun them.
Lady Haruhime! Lady Haruhime! Are you alright? You're so amazing. You're just like the heroes I always read about.
I was so proud. I felt as though I had returned the favor. Just making her smile meant the world to me. Not long after, we left the Far East behind and traveled to Orario. Our plan was to earn money and send it back home to the shrine. But while we were away, we heard rumors. Someone very cruel had betrayed Lady Haruhime and sold her into slavery. If she's out there suffering, I want to do everything I can to help her.
Let's do it.
Huh?
I mean, it'll be like what you and the others did for her. You know, back then.
Yes, but we're not children sneaking out of a mansion. Much more is at stake.
Huh? Master Hermes?
Hey there, Belle and Mikoto.
What were you doing back there?
Huh? Oh, you know, I just wanted to make sure you were safe is all.
Safe?
I mean, I just wanted to check up on you. Glad to see you're okay. Bye.
Wait, Master Hermes!
What is it?
Do you know much about the situation in the red light district?
I see. Your friend was bought by the Ishtar Familia. I have to agree with Lily. I cannot advise trying to break her out of there is a good idea. It would certainly start a fight. However, if she's a prostitute, that's a totally different story.
Huh?
Prostitutes can be bought out of the industry.
Really?
It's not unheard of for clients to buy them their freedom, for a hefty price, of course. In fact, it's happened several times in the past.
Okay, but even if it's possible, is the Ishtar Familia really just going to let her leave?
Well, that all depends on her role. If she is one of their skilled fighters, things might get a little dicey.
That's not the case! I believe she is a low-ranking non-combatant!
Well, there you go. Ishtar may not be perfect, but she is still a goddess of love. She should let her go. As long as you pay her accordingly, that is.
So then, how much exactly?
It would depend on her value, of course. But I've heard estimates around 2 or 3 million.
That should be easy.
We should be able to earn that in no time.
If you two don't mind, might be helpful for me to know the girl's name. That way I can put some feelers out to see what Ishtar thinks about it.
Haruhime! Her name is Sanjono Haruhime! The same age as me. And she's a Renard.
Yeah?
Yes!
Master Hermes?
As a courier, it's frowned upon to disclose the identity of a client or the nature of a parcel. But I've got a soft spot for you two, so I'll say it. The day that I ran into you in the pleasure quarter, I was actually on my way to deliver an important package to Ishtar. It held what's called a killing stone.
That sounds dangerous.
That's about all I can reveal for now. I'm off. Catch you later, Belle. Mikoto.
So what do you suppose a killing stone is?
I've never heard of it before. But at least now we know how to rescue Miss Haruhime.
Right.
You must retrieve the little rookie.
Huh? What did she say?
It appears Freya is infatuated with young Belle Crenel. Yet for some reason, she hasn't made a move. I will take him before she has the chance. I can only imagine the look on that hag's face when she learns I've taken her little prize away.
That is so tacky, Lady Ishtar. Right?
I won't tolerate any snacking once you've caught him. That means you, Phryne. You have a tendency to ruin every man you get your hands on.
Oh, come on. What a rude thing to imply. Not my fault men fall madly in love with all this succulent meat.
Nevertheless, I get him first. I'll give him to you once I'm completely finished with him. Then you may feast.
Oh, very well.
When the full moon finally arrives, we complete the Killing Stone ritual. And as soon as we're finished, we wage war against Freya. Knowing we have her precious boy, she'll be unable to sit idly by and be forced to engage.
And how should we capture the juicy little rabbit?
I leave that to you. But do it away from prying eyes. The Freya Familia cannot know of our plan.
You know what that means. Just one choice, girls.
Whoa! You just one-shotted those Liger Fangs. You brought your A-game. Impressive.
Let's not get too comfortable, though. The pantry is just up ahead, and it's going to be full of hungry monsters. We need to be cautious.
Onward, everyone! Let's get moving!
Lady Mikoto! We need to be careful!
Thanks for coming along. We appreciate it, Wealth.
Sorry I said some harsh stuff the other day. I know. When your mind's made up, it's made up. I might as well help you see it through.
Just because he's on board doesn't mean I agree with what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
To be honest, though, I don't exactly mind all the money we've been making in the dungeon as of late.
Oh, by the way, you ever figure anything out about that item Master Hermes was talking about?
No.
A killing stone, huh? I can't say I've ever heard of it.
I wonder if it has something to do with Miss Haruhime.
Master Bell, we're nearly at the pantry. Stay on guard, okay?
Oh, right. For now, I've got to focus on defeating monsters and making money.
If you want to hunt someone unnoticed, there's no better place than the dungeon.
It's almost time. Do it.
Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, even for a pantry.
Careful or we'll get separated! Move closer together, everyone!
Fire Miss Aisha? What the?
If you're angry, you'll have to take it up with an erratic goddess! Otherwise,
She's back!
you only have yourself to blame for attracting her attention.
And she's strong! Is she really a level 3 like me? This is bad!
Next time, a fleeting dream.